What's up, all you true believers and popcorn junkies? My name is Travis. I hope everyone's having a marvelous day. What do you get when you cross the tech-based science of Iron Man with the magical mysticism of Doctor Strange and the philosophical legacy of a certain genius billionaire playboy? You get the final title of MCU Phase 5 starring Dominique Thorne, Lyric Ross, Alden Ehrenreich, Reagan Aaliyah, Manny Montana, and Anthony Ramos in Ironheart. Today I'm going to catch you up on everything you need to know before watching Chapter 54 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The MCU can feel a bit overwhelming to keep up with sometimes, even for Day One fans like myself, but fret not, I've got you covered. We don't always have time to cram in a mountain of Marvel movie homework, so here's a handy-dandy study guide to catch you up on all the vital need-to-knows, so all you have to do is jump in and enjoy the ride. Let's get you Ironheart ready. Alright, so Ironheart looks to blend together two completely opposite worlds of the MCU, and doing so through the eyes of MIT student genius inventor Riri Williams. Brilliant, bold, and just rebellious enough to be lovable, Riri is basically what happens when you combine Tony Stark's intellect, Princess Shuri's confidence, and Peter Parker's DIY energy. You might recall her as the overachieving college student introduced a few years back in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, who accidentally caused an international incident. When she's not waist-deep in school life, Riri spends her time tinkering and babying her sweet muscle car. While most MIT students struggle to microwave leftovers correctly, Riri builds a functional vibranium metal detector in her dorm room because homework. It's just another Tuesday for a genius teenager whose idea of a midterm project involves triggering geopolitical tension between a secret African superpower and a hidden aquatic empire ruled by a fishman with ankle wings. She also may or may not be secretly building her very own semi-functional Iron Man suit in her laboratory garage, which comes in handy when the FBI comes a-knockin'. Enter Wakanda, who suddenly decides Riri is their problem now. Princess Shuri and royal bodyguard Okoye essentially escort Riri for her protection, since the underwater fish king Namor is quite upset that someone built a machine capable of locating his vibranium and outing the existence of his people. Evidently, centuries of brooding underwater will do that to you. Hoping to avoid a watery demise, Riri eventually takes refuge in Wakanda and spends the rest of the film bouncing between shocked college students and budding Iron Man 2.0. Eventually building a souped-up suit of armor in a Wakandan garage, as one does. Tony Stark did it in a cave
with a box of scraps!
But Riri upgrades her new suit with vibranium, royal resources, and not one student loan. Thumbs up for no student loans. She even paints it red because subtlety is for people without a Disney Plus series in development. After their big naval battle victory dance, the Wakandans decide the Mark II super armor is technically theirs, Shuri's rules. They say their goodbyes and send her back home humbled and armorless.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
But at least Riri gets to keep the knowledge that her science fair project nearly caused a war, which is presumably worth at least 3 college credits and a therapist. Lastly, this series is just as much about passing the torch as it is about finding your own fire. In a Marvel universe still reeling from the death of Tony Stark, it's clear his shadow looms large over this series. Although the two characters never met, Riri and Tony have a lot more in common than you'd expect. They're both self-taught genius inventors driven by their curiosity, their boldness, rebellious streak, and their tendency to solve problems by welding things. Although she doesn't inherit Tony's resources or fame, she does inherit his spirit, the daring to build something that changes the world and the courage to stand behind it. Stark may be gone, but he leaves behind a legacy of mentorship, sacrifice, and belief in the next generation. Riri represents that future.
As of this moment, every student has been made an equal recipient of the inaugural September Foundation grant. As in, all of your projects have just been approved and funded.
Stark built suits to protect the world in his absence. Riri builds because she refuses to wait for someone else to do the right thing. Thematically, it's the MCU equivalent of passing the torch, except the torch is a flying, AI-powered, armor-plated exoskeleton. Alright, all you cool cats, that's the story so far. Thanks a ton for watching. Every view, every like, and every sub seriously means the world. If you're looking to binge an essential Ironheart watch marathon, I'd recommend checking out Iron Man and Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Also, let me know in the comments what you're most excited for about this one. For me, it's seeing a turf war between street-level science and some trippy mystic sorcery. If you had fun or learned anything today, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to stay caught up with the ever-expanding MCU. There's a ton of content flying at us these days. It's a lot to keep up with, but that's what I'm here for. You'll see a new video from me right before the next MCU movie, series, or special drops. Looking at you, Fantastic Four. Until then, please enjoy Marvel Studios' Ironheart.
You know nothing about this man.
You're gonna end up dead or in jail.
This is so much bigger than that.